There's a very real chance that this is going to be the last video where I'm manager of Liverpool. We have 3 home games in a row. We have to win all 3 of them, or there may be a sacking in the offing. So, bumper length, 3-game episode, unless, of course, I get sacked after the first one if we lose it, which, I mean, that probably will happen. And you'll tell by how long the video is. Spoilers. Hello and welcome to part 7 of my Football Manager 17 beta save with Liverpool. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have 3 home games in a row. We're playing West Ham, Arsenal and Swansea. We have to win all 3 of them, or I'm getting the old heave-ho. Basically, 2 games ago, after getting knocked out of the FA Cup by Wolves, the board decided enough was enough. We had round 2 of the talk. No, round 3. I think we've already had 2 of the you have to win your next game situations. You saw one in the last episode, I believe. Whereas this time it was right, seriously, 1 win isn't turning stuff around. You now need to get 11 points out of your next 5 games. We proceeded to beat Burnley in the first of the 5, but then lost away against Man United. It was quite a close game, but we lost it all the same in the second. So by my count, with 3 games to go, we still need 8 points, which means we need to win all 3 of them. West Ham and Swansea, I think, is doable. Arsenal are top of the league. We're joint top of the league with Tottenham. It's going to take a lot to beat them. I'm not overly optimistic about how this is going to be turning out. The team that we are going to be going for to try and take on the first of these 3 games, though, is West Ham. We've had a little bit of an injury problem in that Philippe Coutinho is out for the rest of the season. He has a slip disc, out for another 7 to 9 weeks. He's already missed a month, so we are without Coutinho for the rest of the season, which is a bit of a problem. And this is the team that we're going for. We're sort of trying all sorts of options at the moment. As you can see, it's not necessarily the combination of players you would expect to see from me, but the ones we've been using have been rubbish, so this is what we're going for. It's Karius in goal, a back 4 of Moreno, Romagnoli, Matip and Klein, Henderson and Fred in central midfield, with Luan, Firmino and Lallana in behind Daniel Sturridge. You'll see that I've tweaked a lot, although we're playing the same shape. I've tweaked some of the tactical instructions, some of the player roles. So we've now got Romagnoli as a ball-playing defender and Matip as a defensive centre-back, which I guess is the new version of limited centre-back in FM17. We've pushed Fred up to being a supporting deep-line midfielder alongside Henderson on support. And we're encouraging Moreno and Klein to sit a little bit deeper. We're not looking for the overlap anymore. The idea being we could drop Fred back and push those 2 on, but I think Fred is more useful as a proper midfield player and those lot sitting a little bit deeper to offer some defensive stability. Luan is an inside forward on attack. We're trying to get more attacking movement in that end of the pitch with Firmino as a playmaker on attack, Lallana as a winger on support, and Sturridge is playing as a poacher because it's his natural position. Daniel Sturridge is about the only player in the squad, certainly the only attacking player in any kind of form at the moment. He's scored a couple of goals recently. Let's have a look at his recent form, actually, which is a surprise, really, because I didn't expect him to reappear and re-emerge, but there you go. He scored in the QPR game, then scored 2 goals in the following game. Didn't do so great against Man United, but I played him as a complete forward in that game, so hence he's back to being a poacher again today, which is what he's been recently. And hopefully this combination of players will be enough to get past West Ham. We've gone back to control rather than attacking, because we don't want to get too carried away, and we've taken off even more of the team instructions, so we're now just playing out of defence and being more expressive, having removed Rome from positions and look for overlap. Fred's still unhappy because we didn't strengthen the squad enough after he arrived 3 days before the end of the transfer window. The rest of the squad are all supporting Fred, so I've basically got a player mutiny on my hands, being led by the player who was supposed to come in and be the star man that would save us, and in actual fact he's disrupted the squad massively. And when we look back on this, because I'm assuming I'm getting sacked today, when we look back on the reasons why it happened, obviously it's been a bit rubbish. Luckily, looking at some of the other Liverpool saves on YouTube, it seems Liverpool are quite a hard team to manage this year. But they shouldn't be. I don't really get why. But the straw that broke the camel's back, the thing that really made it an impossible task, I think, was bringing in Fred. I could respond by just dropping him completely, but that would just make him even grumpier. And it seems he's walked in, everyone loves him, and is on his side already, so dropping him is only going to make things worse. maybe. I don't really know. What I do know is, how did it come to this, eh? Goodness me. Oh, just have a Coke Zero and just... I'm going to be sacked any time now. I've got hair. There is dog hair on my Coke Zero. That says it all about how this save has gone. Replay doesn't want to load. And, look at this. Payet slots it. I think he was offside. It's just upsetting. Oh, goodness me. So after 4 minutes, we're 1-0 down. We've not even had a shot yet. Ron McNally intercepts. Simon Henderson. Firmino. Out to Luan. Come on, let's do something, lads. Luan's been such a disappointing signing. I was so excited when we brought him in, but he's not been the same player that we had in FM16 for Milan. And we're 2-0 down after 12 minutes. And I think it's going to be quite a short episode. I don't really know how this works. I don't think I've ever been sacked in this way before with the whole, you've got 5 games to turn it around. I've always turned it around. It's only happened 2 or 3 times in my history in Football Manager. So I don't know if they sack me when it's mathematically impossible to do what they've asked me to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much thought goes into it. Am I getting 5 games regardless? Or is it an 11-point target? That's your lot. I'll probably figure it out for myself as the episode goes on. But if I don't, feel free to let me know in the comments exactly how it works. But I don't know, it seems silly that if we played well against Man United, we beat Burnley, looks like we're losing to West Ham today, but if we go and beat Arsenal and whoever the other team are, I forget who the third team we're playing is, if we go and beat them and we get 9 points from 5 games and beat a top of the table side, that to me looks like we're turning a corner, but I could well be sacked by then, I guess. Oh, why did we sign Fred? Because he's better than everyone else we've got, that's why. Why did it go so wrong? It's these new promise things in FM17. Shouldn't have promised to strengthen the squad even further. Didn't even really pay attention to the fact I was making that promise. Because realistically, we were never going to be able to do it. Fred was the big player we were bringing in January. He was the strengthening of the squad. We did bring in Iheanacho as well. We've got one back. Bringing in Iheanacho as well, but he was really one for next year, I guess. Although we paid a massive amount of money for him, I didn't expect him to come in and be a 20-25 goal a season striker, yet he's still very young. So we signed Fred, promised him we'd strengthen the squad, but had no way to do it because no one wanted to come here because we're not in Europe and we weren't going to get in Europe again this year. Sturridge has just scored another one. What an absolute beauty. Daniel Sturridge has suddenly decided he wants to start playing for us. What a difference playing him as a poacher makes. And I mean, this isn't a poacher's goal. Why he couldn't do stuff like this when he was playing as a complete forward, I guess it's just a confidence thing. He's now playing in a position he's comfortable with and he's willing to try crazy stuff like that. So it might not all be over yet, boys and girls. Daniel Sturridge is off injured. I mean, I've got nothing. How? But, so that's probably him done for the season. Origi or Iheanacho, I guess. Oh, for good. This season, I give up. Daniel Sturridge is finally finding form after being rubbish all year, has got us back into this game, and as I'm still waxing lyrical about him saving my job, he goes off injured. Because he's Daniel Sturridge and that's what he does. Whoa, hold on, boss. I've scored 5 goals in the last 3 games. Time for an injury. I can't get... If I play too well, I'll get back in the England team. Whoa, can't have that. Right, well, we need a winner. 2-2 is not enough. And it's crazy, really. Because if we drew this and then won the next 2 games, that's what? 10 points from the 15 available across the 5 games. That's a good return, but I think presumably we still get sacked. I don't know if it is just a cut and dry 11 points from 15 or you're gone, or whether it's we're going to set you this target and then we'll see if the team improves, and if we're moving in the right direction by the end of it, we'll perhaps give you a little bit longer. Because sacking me at this point of the season isn't really going to achieve anything. European football is already gone for the year. Origi's just made it 3-2. Come on, lads. So European football's already gone, so why not just give me to the end of the season if it looks like we're starting to make improvements? And it looks to me like we're starting to make improvements, but it might just all be coming a little bit too late. Right. we're thinking in terms of substitutions now. Adam Lallana, I think, is probably going to be coming off. We're going to bring Mane on for him. Just make that a fairly straightforward change. I have been tweaking tactics later on in games a little bit recently, and I am thinking might do that now, and it's such a big risk because anyone who's been around on the channel for a while knows how badly this can go for me at times. But both of these two can drop deep, and we're defending a 1-goal lead in a game we must win, and we've got Emre Can on the bench. So what I'm going to do is bring him on for... In fact, no, we're not going to drop the two of them deep. We're going to bring him on and do this. And we're going to make him a deep-lying playmaker. On defend, we're going to make him an attacking playmaker. On support, we're going to drop everything back to counter. We've done this a little bit recently. And I think that's... Let's just make Luan support. No, let's make Origi support. Keep Luan as the only attacking player. Just make sure Origi doesn't get too isolated up front on his own there. And I know that's a massive risk. And if it backfires, I get fired. It's possibly the most high-pressure decision I've ever had to make in a game of Football Manager. Do we drop the wingers back even further now? We're desperately defending a lead with a couple of minutes to go. Oh, this is horrible. I hate having to think about tactics. I like it when we get to the point where the players are so good that it doesn't matter what tactic we use and we still win every game. Oh, I missed the Milan mission. I miss FM16. Right, Origi, to Luan. We are attacking. This is good. Origi, can he find Mane out wide? He's not. He's trying to go it on his own and shoots wide. Mane was in a good position and it really should have been played into his path. But I think unless something disgusting happens here, I think we should have just about done enough. There we go. Full-time whistle. Part 1 of saving the job achieved. So, part 2, and always going to be the hardest of the lot, and I don't know what the correct thing to do is. Every natural instinct in me is screaming to attack, but whenever we do it against the big team, it doesn't work. So, we're going standard, using the system we were playing when we finished the last match. Daniel Sturridge is out for the rest of the season. He's broken his toe. So that helped me make the decision because instead of bringing in another striker for him, we've brought Emre Can into the side. He comes in as a holding midfielder behind Fred and Henderson, allowing Fred to push a little bit further forward. And Firmino just pushes up from where he was playing as an attacking midfielder. He's just going to be a complete forward on support. And other than that, the rest of the team is unchanged. I've taken off Be More Expressive as well. We're just... all we have on there is a team instruction now. Play out of defence. We're on a flexible team shape. We're on standard. I'm trying not to confuse the players here. And my thoughts are we go into the game like this and we see where we are at half-time and maybe make some decisions from there. Unbelievably, the bookies have got us as the favourites to the match. The board have full confidence in my ability. There's not been a meeting. What are you talking about? There's been no meeting. Oh, look at that team. We got ripped apart by Arsenal last time we played them. That's why I'm very wary of being too attacking. I'm hoping just having Emre Can sat in there in front of the back four is going to help us deal with this attacking three that Arsenal have got behind Giroud because they are terrifying. They're quick, they're skillful. We've got nothing to compete with them. But hopefully Emre Can can get in there and just, even if he keeps one of them under control. Look at that, we're crowding that area where Arsenal was so dominant last time we played them. So, we might be about to tactic them, but the chances of that happening at this late stage of my Football Manager career, over 20 years in, I've never mastered tactics. If we're going to do it now, then that's just ridiculous. And Karius has just scored an own goal. Oh my goodness, what just happened? What in the world just happened? We've been playing this guy ahead of Fraser Forster, who we spent all that money on because he had been performing so well, and then he did that. I don't even know how that's possible because it's gone to the side of him. It must have hit his gloves, bent his fingers back somehow, and I don't even know how you do what he just did. Right, Fred intercepts. We've got the chance for a counter-attack here, but Fred loses out again. Moreno picks the ball up, finds Emre Can, who tries to release Luan, but he can't quite get there, but Alberto's back in again. Firmino can't find Luan, and we had to come from behind against West Ham. I don't want to make a habit of it, but we've shown that we can do it, and we've done it in the last game, and if they score here, we're ruined. Oh, they've scored 2-0 down after 20 minutes. Again, I mean, I can turn the camera off. I can just replay the tape from, I do use tape. I could just replay the tape from the first match. We're 2-0 down. It's a game where we had to win, and we're 2-0 down early in the first half. Clearly, this was a bad tactical decision. Do we go attacking now, or do we let Arsenal tire themselves out a little bit first? Oh, this game is so hard this time. Let me know in the comments. Are you finding FM17 harder than the more recent games? I'm not just saying it because it's new. Every year it's new and it's a bit difficult. Anyone who watched my Tottenham beta save last year will see that we were a bit rubbish. We've only finished 6th for 2 years in a row. But we were never in... Oh, man, he's got one back. We were never in danger of getting sacked, though. It was just a bit... Whereas this, it's just so hard. Oh, right. For me, I mean, this was a lovely move. Mane does well. Gets a goal back. If we can grab an equaliser before half-time again, then we might just have that belief that we can go on and do something special in the second half. Right, Mane to Firmino and into Fred. Fred, what can he do? Finds Romagnoli. Fred again. Please play an attacking ball, Fred. For goodness sake. A forward pass. He's brilliant at finding Romagnoli in space. Goodness me. Firmino forces a save out of check, and we've got a corner, but I don't know if we're going to have time to take it. Henderson does come across, whips it in, and I guess that's half-time. Fred, for goodness sake, you're supposed to be an advanced playmaker. You're a superstar at finding a centre-back in space. Goodness me. Right, what do we do here? Do we give it 15 minutes like this? Because we were getting back into it at the end of that first half. Or do we... Who would we take off in midfield? Fred, I guess, would be the obvious one because I just shouted at him. But he's our attacking oomph in that. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm bottling the decision because I don't know what decision to make. So we're going to give it just 15 minutes and we'll see how the match is going because we were getting back into it. We obviously do need 2 goals, though. Just getting back into it and drawing with Arsenal. Although, based on the rest of the season we've had, that would be a superb result. Right, now we've got to attack. Not leaving it 15 minutes anymore. We've got to make a decision. Fred is going to come off. Actually, does Fred need to come off? Fred could go in there, couldn't he? So rather than having to make a substitution really early, we could just move the players around a little bit. If we make him attacking, let's just go at him. We want to... Let's go to control. We're going to be more expressive back on. And yeah, we'll try that. So, I can't believe that wasn't what we... Santi Cazorla's got some interesting hair, hasn't he? That man's older than I am. He is too old to have a haircut like that. Is he older than me? How old's Santi Cazorla? Let me know. I feel like he's older than me, but he's probably not. Are there any footballers older than me these days? Oh, what a sorry state of affairs. Right. Sooner or later, we do have to make us. We've got strikers on the bench. We need goals. We've got to bring a striker on. Who are we going to... Right, we are going to take Fred off now. We're going to bring Origi on. And we're going to do this. Is there anything else we can do? I guess we'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes and get Iheanacho on as well. And go 4-2-4 maybe. Stick an extra man up top. But... all that's going to happen then is Arsenal are just going to rip us apart because they're not dropping back. They're not trying to defend their lead. They're still playing the same shape they were playing at the start. They've got those 3 attacking players behind their front man. And they know we've got to go for the game at some point. There's no reason for them to sit back because they're just going to batter us as soon as we do this, but we've got to do it. Right, we're bringing Iheanacho. In fact, do we... move all this around. We're going to do this. So he's going to be an advanced forward. He's going to be a complete forward, but on support rather than attack. We need to make you a playmaker, Firmino. Yeah, let's leave you on attack as well. Guess we have to go attacking now. Oh, we're going to get battered now. Come on, lads. We need 3 goals in the last 15 minutes of the game. it's not happening, is it? I think the sack is looming. I mean, it's been looming since episode 2 of this series, but it really, I mean, they're preparing my P45 as I speak, I imagine. There's no turning this round into a winning situation. Now, I know we've had some spectacular last-minute escapes and last-minute wins at various points over the last few months across all the different series we've been doing. This isn't going to be one of them. This is, I guess sooner or later we had to have a series that ended without spectacular victory in the face of adversity, but why did it have to be the one at the start of the new game where you're all new and you're all watching and it's not usually this rubbish, everybody. I can't even watch. I don't know why I made that substitution. I've lost my head. I've got nothing. Let me know in the comments what I should have done tactically. I know I've got it wrong. Look, this is what we said. They're just going to rip us apart now. And they've just missed an absolute sitter. I mean, this is different to the Man United game that we lost a couple of games ago when you lot weren't watching, because we were in that game and we were unlucky to lose it. This one, we've been absolutely taken apart by Arsenal. I've got no comeback for the board for this. We have just been absolutely ripped apart by a team much, much better than we are, who you would think on paper shouldn't be this much better than we are. If you put the players, line them up side by side, what's the difference between the two teams? There isn't a massive difference in quality between the personnel that we've got. We're just not a team. Ugh, this is dirty. Just get it over with and sack me now, for goodness sake. I'm interested to see what anyone else can do with this squad of players. What I might do, I'll tell you what we could do. Assuming I am about to get sacked, I might upload the save, and so you can take over from me and let me know how you turned it around from the situation we were in. So picking up from this point, I will do that. Let's check I get sacked first. I assume we tick over and the sacking is going to be there. Yeah, there we go. Look, Liverpool sack Chapman. Well, there you go. That's that. I guess I try and find another job now, because I don't plan on starting the new non-league to legend until the full game comes out. So it'll be a couple of weeks for that yet. So we'll stick around in this world. We'll find another job. I will upload this save so you can get it downloaded and pick up from exactly this point. And please let me know in the comments how you're getting on. If you managed to turn Liverpool's fortunes around, I'd be really interested to see how you finished the season, what business you did in the summer, what tactics you were playing, what impact it had. I'd find that really interesting. And if you want to make some videos on that and link them over to me, we could even do a little playlist of folks who've tried to do it better than old Kev, which probably isn't that hard, but I want to see how to do it properly. I'll find it a useful learning point. So the link to download this save will be down in the description of this video. I obviously don't know what that's going to be yet. I assume there's nothing to stop us doing that on the beta. No? I guess we're about to find out. If there's no link down there, it means it wasn't possible to do. But yeah, let's see what jobs are available. Coventry. Shall I go and become... I'm not dropping down to League One. That's just silly, surely. I might just wait until the end of the season and see what's about. I could go and be assistant manager at Chelsea or assistant manager at Mouscron in the Jupiler League. I mean, that's probably about my level at the moment. Ugh, that's just nasty. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Let's get it to 200 likes to make me feel better. I can't believe I've been sacked. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and thank you very much for watching.